don't believe in fumbling a man, but if anybody could do it, Carrie from Sex and the City certainly did. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana Arrington, entertainment journalist, TV host, and Sex and the City enthusiast. I want to talk about something that has literally haunted me for years, and it is all of the men that Carrie has fumbled throughout her time in Manhattan. Now, I know we love Carrie's fashion, her chaotic, wild decisions, her life, her apartment, all of the things, but when it came to relationships, my girl needed a little bit of help, okay? But I think there were 5 guys throughout the entire series that she truly let slip through her Manolos. So I want to get into it. And if you like this video and you want to see more, please make sure that you subscribe. It'll really help me out and I'll appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so coming in at number 5, we have Mr. Bill Kelly. Now, Bill Kelly, also known as the politician, we see this play out, this relationship, and I want to say season 3, episode 2, which is called Politically Erect. You come to find out that Carrie and Bill have been dating for a few weeks now. She's been following him throughout his campaign trail. She's literally going to all of his speeches, his visits at schools, all these things. And why I think this is a fumble is for the simple fact that Carrie really never knew how to maximize the tools that she was given. Charlotte is the one in the episode that's like, oh my gosh, Carrie, like you need to be inviting us to the fundraising events, to the galas, to all the things, because who are his donors? Probably single rich men who are donating to his campaign. And girl, you know we all single, so we could use some of that. And I just feel like Carrie never really thought like 2 steps ahead like Charlotte did. Now, granted, in the episode, she does end up taking them to a fundraising event and they get the opportunity to, you know, meet people and da-da-da. But I feel like this was really an opportunity for Carrie to expand her her network, and really, you know, get to know people who are in that type of world. I mean, after all, Carrie was like a sex columnist, so no shade to that, obviously, but I just feel like there's so much more she could have done and she kind of fumbled a little bit. Now, I get it. He liked golden showers. I totally get why him and Carrie didn't work out, but I will say he did communicate what his wants were very effectively. You know, he was mature about it. And I think a little bit the way Carrie handled it in the beginning was just a little bit immature. Now, he did ultimately like just break up with her after she gave some suggestions, and then she wrote a whole article about him. So not a total fumble, but a fumble for the fact that like there was so much more to maximize in that relationship, in my opinion. Okay, who is the number 4 man that I think Carrie fumbled? Well, it is going to be Mr. Shawn. If you don't remember Shawn, he is the bisexual man that Carrie dated on, I want to say this was season 3, maybe episode 4. Let me double check real quick. Okay, yes, season 3, episode 4. Wow, I'm good. And I think this episode was called like Boy Girl, something like that. But in the episode, Carrie meets this really cute guy named Shawn. They're hitting it off. He makes her laugh. He makes her feel young again. They go ice skating. And then she finds out that he's bisexual. And I feel like Carrie had a very like off-putting response to that. One, I mean, Carrie was a sex columnist. So it's like, why as a sex columnist, if you're writing about this stuff every single week, like you are the kind of the last person to be judging anybody. And I feel like Samantha is the one that's really in the episode that is like, I'm a trisexual, I'll try anything once. And she was really open to it. And she was like, you know, who cares? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, but Carrie literally could not deal. She started getting jealous right away. She was like, oh my God, are you checking that guy out? And he was like, no, like, what are you talking about? And I just feel like she didn't really handle it the right way. And it's one of those episodes that, you know, we talk about in the fandom that they just kind of completely don't do it justice and get it wrong. Now, I will say it's not a total fumble, right? Because Carrie goes to hang out with his friend group, and then you kind of find out that his friends are very chaotic and messy. They all were like dating each other at one point. They're still playing spin the bottle. Like, Carrie is grown and she has grown bills. She kind of doesn't have time for this kind of thing. So I get why she left. I get why she didn't entertain it, but just her reaction in general to what he was saying, it was just very off-putting, and that's what makes it a fumble to me. Coming in at number 3, hear me out. I want you guys to hear me out, okay? This one, I think it's gonna spark a little debate. Coming in at number 3 is Mr. Big. Now, Mr. Big is not a fumble, right? Because Carrie actually ended up with Mr. Big. She got him in the end. They went on to get married. We saw in Sex and the City 1, Sex and the City 2, and just like that, we don't have to talk about it. But Carrie ultimately won in the end, right? Because she won big. But I will say throughout the series, I think Carrie fumbled big in her own way. And I want to explain that really quickly. So was Big emotionally unavailable? Not that great of a boyfriend, inconsistent, and couldn't commit? Yes, all of those things were true. He had Carrie crashing out at every single moment. But also, Mr. Big was rich, successful, charming, likable, handsome. And I feel like if Carrie would have played it cool, at some point, she would have ultimately gotten everything that she wanted. Like, this man was literally like, oh, let's take a trip. Like, you want to go to St. Bart's? And she just couldn't deal because he didn't want to introduce her to his mother. Like, for a minute, she wanted more from Mr. Big, and he was very much like a guy that you have fun with, or a guy that you maximize the experience with. He was never moving like he wanted to be, you know, her longtime boyfriend or husband, and that just kind of never clicked for Carrie. So I feel like she fumbled him because she didn't know how to maximize on that experience. Like, when he told her that he was moving to Paris, she literally just should have been like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss you so much. I want to come visit though. Like, let's, you know, book me a flight to Paris. Like, she could have went to visit him. You know what I mean? Like, but Carrie had to drag it out. Okay, let me move to Paris. Like, girl, live your own life. You could have had a Parisian boo thing, and then, you know, did your own thing in New York. And I get it. Okay, as a lover girl myself, I know that Carrie wanted love and she wanted all these things from Mr. Big, but she just didn't know how to maximize the moment. Like, girl, just play it cool. He literally gave her like $30,000 when she couldn't pay to buy her apartment back after breaking up with Aidan. And then she rips up the check and forces her friend to give her the money when Big just had the money freely and probably didn't even care whether she paid him back or not. Like, she just didn't know how to maximize the opportunities. And I get it, like, you know, that's not what it's about. Listen, I get it. But I'm just saying, there's a reason that he married Natasha and, you know, didn't marry Carrie first. And, you know, that's where I stand. So take this one or leave it, guys. But coming in at number 3 for the men that Carrie fumbled is Mr. Big. Okay, guys, we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the list. And coming in at number 2 on my list of all the men I think Carrie fumbled throughout her time in Manhattan, we have, coming in at number 2, are you ready? Ben. You don't know who Ben is, aka Tweety Bird Tattoo Man. Oh my God. Carrie Bradshaw, girl. A fumble of the century, if you will. So, you guys know, in case you don't, this is season 2, episode 3, I want to say? No. Yes. Season 2, episode 3. This is what I'm sticking with. Season 2, episode 3, and it's called The Freak Show. So Carrie is going on all these dates. Men are like weirdly mean. They're weirdly this. They're all freaks. The men are all freaks. Then she meets this guy, Ben, and they hit it off right away. And he's also like, women are all freaks. Like, you guys are all weird. Like, what's going on in Manhattan right now? So they start dating, they go on a non-date, they have a non-kiss, and then they try to set their friends up. So Miranda ends up going out with one of his friends, and he turns out to be a freak because he's one of those people who's never left Manhattan in their life and never will. So he ends up being a freak. So Ben gets a slight smudge on his account. Not account. What's the word I'm looking for? He gets a little ding because he has a weird friend. But him and Carrie are hooking up, and then she's like, okay, literally, what's wrong with you? Like, tell me something that's wrong with you. Then this man, glasses wearing, sweetie pie Ben, has a Tweety Bird tattoo that he got at a bachelor party. And he's telling Carrie the story, and it's just so cute, right? It's like, like this man is sensitive. He has a Tweety Bird tattoo. Like, that's funny. It's a good story. It's charming, all the things. Carrie talks about how she got into a fight with a third grade bully and she has stitches on her knees. And he's like, oh, you're scrappy. I like scrappy. And you're like, wow, Carrie found a unicorn in Manhattan. This is incredible. And then literally the next day, he leaves her at his house. I can't remember where he was going, but he was like, I'm going off to do something. And then Carrie just starts going through his stuff. And it's like, girl, what the hell? Like, what? She starts going through his stuff. So she's like, you have to be a weirdo. There has to be something wrong with you. She's like looking for any piece of evidence that she can find, because we come to find out later that Carrie, she just can't be happy, right? We noticed this with Aidan. Like, Aidan was too good to be true, and she's literally like, what's wrong with you? And she starts causing her own problems, her own downfall. So then Ben comes home and he's like, are you going through my stuff? And she's like, and he's like, oh God, like, you women really are freaks. And I get the point of the episode, right? I understand that it's to show that we all have problems. We all have our own issues that we're all going through. We're all freaks in our own way. But God, Carrie, like, girl, you blew it. It's so frustrating. It pains me to this day to think about she could have been with that man instead of ending up with a burger. Like, I hate burger. Don't we all? So coming in at number 2, Tweety Bird Man, Ben, we still love you. We still sing your name in the streets. Okay guys, if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. As you can see, I have a lot of passion and I'm really excited to talk about this. So who is the number 1 man that I think Carrie fumbled throughout the entire series? This really upsets me. It is without a doubt 100% the new Yankee, Joe. Carrie had just broken up with Big probably 6 months before. This is season 2, episode 1. It's one of my favorite episodes, if I'm being honest. And Carrie's friends are like, listen, you've been in your house crying over Big for all these months. You need to get back out in the game. So Miranda takes her to a baseball game. They go, and the new Yankee has just joined the team, and he hits a flyaway ball, and like Carrie catches his ball. So they go backstage, they try to meet him. You come to find out he's tall, successful, handsome, and he's the new Yankee. Like, hello. So Carrie's drunk. She's not even paying it any mind. She's being cool, right? She's being chill. She's not doing too much. This is how she should have acted consistently. And then she's like, you know what? Why am I tripping over Big? Like, I got invited to a Dolce & Gabbana party. I'm going to invite the new Yankee. I love this energy. Miranda's like, girl, you're supposed to rebound with like a balding CPA, not the new Yankee. And she's like, well, maybe I'm the new Carrie. And this energy is like what we all need when we all are going through a breakup. Like, yes, yes, yes. So Carrie asks the new Yankee out. Typical Carrie fashion, she maxes out her credit card for a new dress and shoes. They go out and she's having a good time, but Big is in the back of her mind throughout the whole thing. And you come to find out that the new Yankee, his name is Joe. He's super nice, charming, they share a kiss. Like, she's really hitting it off. He's new to New York. It's adorable. Then they go out again. They're at like this local bar hanging out, and she sees Big. And of course, I forgot to even mention, Carrie ends up in the paper. The papers, girl, with the new Yankee and her brand new credit card that she, her brand new dress that she maxed out her credit card for dating the new Yankee. Samantha literally says in the episode, Big is going to see this and die. And it's like, that's the point, girl. Like, yes, yes, yes. So, okay, now flash forward, Carrie, goes, she's out at this bar with the new Yankee, and then she sees Big, and he's like, saw your picture in the paper, you never looked better. And then she starts crying, and she, girl. I can't even, this is one I can't even be like, oh, I get it, or that she wasn't ready. Like, girl, let's say you weren't ready. There's no reason you could not have kept this man in your back pocket. Like, to cry over Big, who wouldn't even introduce you to his mother, and Joe, the new Yankee's literally like, oh, let's go meet up with some friends after this. And like, power couple was, I don't even have the words. Like, she would have been in a power couple. They would have done all these cute things. She could have showed him around Manhattan. Like, we didn't even get a chance to see what this could have been. Like, this is my biggest fumble. Like, the new Yankee, besides Smith, was the only two guys in the show where I was like, maybe I would have been interested, but she absolutely blew it, fumbled it with the new Yankee. I will die on this hill. And I've said my piece. All right, guys, well, thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun going through all of the men that I think Carrie fumbled throughout her time in Manhattan on Sex and the City. I'm sure there are more, so let me know in the comments if you think that there was anybody I missed. Let me know if you want to discuss this further, if I should make this a series. Let me know if you want to hear my thoughts on Aidan, my thoughts on Big, my thoughts on Alexander Petrovsky and what I thought of that relationship. We could even talk about how much we hate Berger if you really want to get into it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, please subscribe to my channel and drop a like, drop a comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.